A spat between Malcolm Turnbull and Donald Trump has escalated once again, with Australia's former Prime Minister saying that the US President is a threat to global security and that we shouldn't be bullied by him. Our political reporter Olivia Casely joins us now from Parliament House in Canberra. Olivia, the timing of all this is pretty interesting because we are on the verge of having tariffs on steel and aluminium come into place.
Yeah, this has come at a critical diplomatic juncture for the Albanese government as it tries to secure exemptions from tariffs of up to 25% on steel and aluminium, and they're due to come into effect by the end of this week. It's within this very sensitive context that we've seen the US President, Donald Trump, taking to his social media platform known as Truth Social, essentially calling Malcolm Turnbull a weak and ineffective leader. It does appear that this commentary is in response or a bit of tit for tat to remarks made by Mr Turnbull to Bloomberg Australia, in which he described the US President as chaotic, erratic, abusive and effectively playing into China's hands. It's not the first time, of course, that these leaders have clashed. They butted heads famously in 2017 over a refugee resettlement deal struck by former US President Barack Obama. But despite those tensions between Mr Turnbull and Mr Trump, Mr Turnbull was able to secure exemptions when it comes to a separate tariff regime implemented by the first Trump administration. He had some advice to Anthony Albanese on ABC's 7:30 program last night, essentially not to give in.
I stood up to Trump and got him to do things he didn't want to do because I wasn't being bullied by him. Well, most of the people, pretty much all the people I've seen, international leaders, that have sucked up to Trump and been sycophants have been run over. I mean, the reality is if you suck up to bullies, whether it's in the global affairs or in the playground, you just get more bullying.
That's one good thing about Malcolm Turnbull, Olivia. He's never short of a bit of advice, is he? Now, just to the matter at hand, how confident is the government that they'll be able to secure an exemption? Because they have seemed increasingly pessimistic in recent days.
Well, look, there was a phone call between Anthony Albanese and Donald Trump last month, which was very positive. It was a friendly phone call. And after that, Mr Trump essentially said that he'd give great consideration to Australia's request to be exempted from the steel and aluminium tariffs. But since then, the waters have been muddied somewhat by some commentary by senior members of the Trump administration. For example, Donald Trump's trade advisor, Peter Navarro, essentially accusing Australia of flooding the American market with subsidised steel and aluminium. Speaking with Labor sources, I'd say there's certainly a sense of pessimism, perhaps though it's a bit of expectation management before those tariffs are due to come into play Thursday, Australia time.